Hi everybody, welcome back again to the Drunken Bull Ranch. I'm Reed. Hang on, I gotta pick this up. There we go. So, today we're talking about hay and cattle and some chickens. Check this out. Our broiler chicks are out on the pasture. Now, we did get 26. They've been in the brooder for, almost 4 weeks. And now they're out on the pasture. But, I should show you this. This is our pasture. Now, as you can see, well, maybe you can't see. There's an electric fence right out there. You can't see it in the camera, but you guys might be able to. Anyway, and so here's our steers out here. They're munching and crunching. Here comes Red. Hi, Red. And there's the other two. Anyway, so I've got the electric fence up. I moved it over here. They've got about, well, I'd guess that 100 foot or so of this field from this fence to that fence and all the way down. So it's 400 feet long. Anyway, what I do when I have animals and I've got limited property that they can graze is I move them from place to place to place. Now in this case, I have moved them to there and they have been grazing. All this out here, they've been grazing, and I've had them in 4 different spots out here. So the reason for that is they will just sit and munch and crunch on one particular spot where they like the grass. But if you have an electric fence, which in this case it was cheaper than putting up regular fences, and I can take it down when I go to cut the hay. So I'm actually going to cut this pasture for hay, and then we'll water it and it'll grow back and they'll keep grazing it. But even after it's cut, they can still graze it. The thing that I do, my rule of thumb, is I don't put more animals on the pasture than, well, okay, let me re-say this. So I make sure that there is only enough animals on the pasture that they can graze what they need, and it will still grow faster than they can eat it, so I can cut it for hay. Because my backfield is my hay field, and it's not there yet. I don't expect it to be till probably the end of July, because we just planted it. I'll take you out and show you. So give me just a second and I'll walk out there. But I gotta shut this other electric fence off. So right here is the other electric fence. This thing is on a solar unit right there, and the switch is right there, and that just shocked me. That's what I get for getting too close. So this fence here, I've got it set up so that the little calves can come out and don't go under, but I need to move it because I'm going to cut that too. Speaking of the little calves, there's all 3 of them right there. Oh, I forgot to mention that we did lose 1 more, so we're down to 3. We started with 6. We're 50-50 right now. The last one, he got some kind of pneumonia. I did everything I could think of, and he still didn't make it. So we're kind of bummed about that. But let me walk you out here into the hayfield. Hold on, I gotta lock this or those calves will follow me. Okay, it's closed up. And as you can see, they did try to follow me. Okay, so now we're in the hayfield. Let me show you. Okay, so there you go. It's starting to grow in. Some of it's taller than other places, but it's starting to grow in. And if you look down here, you've got alfalfa and There's grass that's growing in right there. And this is the three-way right here. So, the three-way, well, and you can see it all the way out there. The three-way is basically a cover crop. We'll get to cut it once, and then hopefully we'll have grass and alfalfa after that. And hopefully this field will end up looking like that field over there that, you know, has 3 foot tall grass in it. Well, okay, 2.5 feet tall. But yeah, I'm hoping that this field will do just as well as that field. We'll keep fertilizing and things like that, which we just spread manure. So, long and the short of this story is that I've got to move that electric fence over there, but this field is growing well. I would expect it's going to be probably another 30 days, probably end of July, before I can cut it. And then we'll rotationally graze and cut this for hay as well. But that's how I feed the animals and get hay for the winter without having to buy hay or feed them hay all summer long. So let me get back through this gate. We'll get that fence moved. Okay, so you can see this little menagerie that I got right here. And basically, you can buy little things that connect your fencing if you want. I don't. I just tie it in knots, make sure it has plenty of connection. Partly because those little thingers are kind of, well, I won't call them expensive, but they're a couple of bucks a shot. And my personal opinion is why, if it works. Because I'm only running 400 feet, well, 800 feet if you count the other strand. But then I just take it down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this whole fence over there, down there, the other side of the water trough. I'll have to move the water trough, but I'm going to move it down. I'm going to leave the little calves with 100 feet. And then what I'll do is I'll move the steers back and forth and water. I'll wait for the hay to dry out, get it baled, and then I'll turn loose on another section. So, there we go. Actually, these little posts too. These things, these little posts are awesome, but they can be a pain in the butt to get out of the ground. So, here you go. So I just grab this little, yeah. Okay, I went brain dead for a second. Pry bar. Anyway, I just grabbed the pry bar, put it on the back side of the post, give it a little wiggle. Oh, that one's really in there. And the end came out. Go figure. Alright, well, let me get that out. Okay, good as new. Nails back in. Alright. Let's try this again, shall we? Okay, there you go. Now again, I just get on the back side. I'm gonna wiggle this one a little bit first. Comes right out. Take the strings out. Throw it over there with the other one. Okay, so I won't bore you with the other 20. So, in just a minute, I'll turn this back on. Okay, everybody, it's been kind of a long day. I keep getting distracted from what I'm doing. But the fence for the little calfers has been moved. And I started moving the water line. And that's when I got distracted. I had to go do a job for somebody. But I was going to show you. So, there is the fence right there. You can actually see the calves laying right there. And the water trough is right there. Oh, and we got pigs out. Ha! Ha! This is why I get distracted. All three of them. Right there, running down there. There's the water trough. There's the fence all the way up. It's electrified right there. That wire runs over there. If that focuses, all the way over to the electric fence unit. Anyway, so that's done. Now again, the reason I did that was so that I could cut this pasture for hay. It's a little sparse in places. They've grazed it down some, but they'll never, ever catch up with it. At least not those three. Even with those three helping. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it. Partly to keep the weeds down, partly because we're probably gonna need the hay. And yeah. Anyway, so the full LS tractor, which I am proud to say is finally paid off. Finally, made the last payment. Woohoo! Anyway, is hooked to the 1120 Heston. There you go, just like last year. 1120 Heston, LS XR 4150. This guy's all greased up, ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and get cutting. And yeah, we're kind of just gonna get what we get off this field. Sorry about the sun there. And go from there. No. Okay, so again, the reason that I use this old Heston 1120 is because that tractor behind me is only 50 horsepower. And this little swather right here will run on like 35 horsepower. You just got to have a machine big enough to pull it. So 50 horsepower is more than adequate, and it works great for a small production like we have, where we only have the 10 acres. So it works great for us, but if you were doing bigger properties, you would probably want something much bigger. Anyway, so here we go. I'm gonna get started. Okay, everybody, so the hay is cut. It's a few hours later. Like I said, I keep getting distracted by things today. But as you can see, it's all cut behind me there. And we only had one little mishap. It's over here. The panel fell off the side of the swather. Now that panel goes on the other side of the swather. I'll show you. It goes over that pulley system, or chain and belt, and keeps grass out of it. But it fell off, so that's something I gotta fix. Honestly, it was on about the third or fourth time around the field, and so I just took it off and went ahead and finished. But like I said, hopefully we'll get 30-40 bells off of that. We do the small square bells at this point in time anyway, and I'll bet we get 30-40 bells off of that, no problem. But again, oh, that sun is right there. So there you go, the 1120 sickle bar Heston. There's the sickle bar down there, cleaned up pretty good. We didn't break any teeth or nothing. And the XR 4150 LS tractor. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Support your local farmers. We'll talk at you next time. Bye.